LinkedIn content is showing up inside ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity right now. Your buyers are researching solutions in these tools, and LinkedIn posts are being pulled directly to answer those queries. In this video, I'll show you how that works, how to get cited, and how to get your content ranking in AI search in your next post. Most people still think about LinkedIn as a feed. You post, people scroll past it, some engage, and a few hours later, it's basically gone. That's how social content works, right? It used to be like this, but something is shifting, and it is shifting fast. LinkedIn is now the #1 most cited domains for professional queries across all 6 major AI platforms. And just in the space of a few months, LinkedIn jumped from the 11th to the 5th most cited source on ChatGPT. So when your buyers ask ChatGPT or Perplexity about the problems your product solves, LinkedIn content is what's showing up. This means that every time you post on LinkedIn, you are not just reaching people that follow you or that are scrolling on LinkedIn. Your content is potentially being indexed by AI tools that your buyers are using right now. With one post, you're basically tapping into 2 big discovery channels. You're building an audience and at the same time building presence in AI-based research, all at the same time and without having to do anything. Unfortunately, not everyone who is posting is benefiting from this equally. When I first saw the data, I was expecting that the biggest accounts on LinkedIn were being cited the most. You know, the people with dozens and hundreds of thousands of followers. But that's not what the data showed. The median LinkedIn post that gets cited by AI has only 15 to 25 reactions. That's it. You don't need to go viral. What you do need are a few key signals. But you do need to pay attention to these 3 things. First, comments matter more than likes. Posts with 10 or more comments are getting prioritized because these comments signal more real and substantive discussion. Second, originality is non-negotiable. 95% of AI citations come from original content. If you're just resharing posts, you're not going to be cited by LLMs. And third, and this is the biggest one, consistency. 75% of authors who get cited by AI publish at least 5 times per month. Consistency is basically the primary signal that tells AI that this person is legit, they're building their audience, they are actually a reputable source of information. So no, it's not about coming up with a brilliant post and going viral. It's more about showing up with regularity and useful expertise that your audience values. Now, there's a specific format that AI seems to love more than anything else, and most of us are still ignoring it. If you've been on LinkedIn for a while, you probably know that articles have been one of the most ignored formats on the platform. Everyone focuses on posts, short, punchy, and optimized for the feed. Articles just felt like they were being buried by the algorithm. Well, turns out that AI does not care about the LinkedIn algorithm at all. Instead, it cares about depth in answering the queries that people have. This research shows that articles account for about 60% of all LinkedIn content that is cited by AI models. We're talking about long-form content between 500 and 2,000 words. This is a big shift and something that I'm definitely bringing for my strategy. But here's the part that really got my attention. AI models are not just linking to your content. They are echoing the exact language that you are using when you're posting content. This translates into LinkedIn content having a semantic similarity score of about 0.6. So when AI answers a question with your article, it's literally using your terminology, your framing, and your way of explaining the concept. So think about what this means. If you are the one naming and framing an idea first, you are the one that AI will be referencing every time this topic comes up. Which brings me to the last lesson, which I think will change your mind about LinkedIn. Everyone that posts on LinkedIn regularly, myself included, have some sort of cycle going on. You post something, you check the numbers, you feel good when you hit the numbers you were expecting, and you feel low if you're not getting there. The whole thing is measured in hours or a few days. But the data is actually showing that this 24-hour time frame is completely wrong. Between 54 and 64% of LinkedIn content that is cited by AI focuses on sharing knowledge and practical advice. So if you're writing content that genuinely answers buyers' questions, you don't need to worry just about those 24 hours. Instead, your content is ranking and influencing buyers' decisions for months. Maybe years, who knows, but long after it disappears from the LinkedIn feed. And that's the whole shift. LinkedIn used to be a feed game or a social game. But now it's a relevancy game and one that you can play with your expertise. And so every week that you're not posting, you're basically losing ground to your competitors and people publishing on the same topic. So if you want to make sure you're not missing the boat when it comes to LinkedIn, make sure you subscribe to the channel below. See you in the next video.